Thanks, Adrian, for inviting me. Uh, as the program goes, I'll speak for about 12, 13 minutes, and thereafter it can be followed by question answers. So I'm very happy to be with all of you. Uh, I will be happier when I see each and every one of you when I'm in Australia, and I'm sure going to be there. One of the institutes I'm going to attend is in Melbourne. And apart from that, I am sure I'm going to see many of you sometime or the other. Good to see you, Anne and Reid. Good to see you. We just met each other a couple of days back. So, friends, the subject is something which is extremely close to my heart. You know, all these years in Rotary, I have brought in quite a few members, more than probably 50 members to Rotary. But membership per se was not the first thing on my mind, service was. But strangely enough, having got nominated as the president, I find myself spending more time on membership issues and giving more focus to membership than service itself. Because probably if we grow more, we will be able to do more. And that's what we all need to remember. Let's grow more to do more. I keep saying when I was the district governor 20 years back, the membership of Rotary was at 1.2 million. 10 years later, I got elected to the board of directors. The membership was at 1.2 million. 10 years from then, I got elected to be the president nominee. The membership was still at 1.2 million. I'm fed up of this cliche. We are 1.2 million in more than 200 countries. Let's change that. I'm sure each one of us wants to change that. So, how about next year, at the end of 2022, Rotary year, how about making it we are 1.3 million? A tough task, yes, in times when membership is nosediving, as good as nosediving. Here I'm talking of the largest increase that we've ever seen. For that matter, what we have not done last 20 years, I'm expecting it to be done by within a year or a little more than a year. But you know, I've always believed in what George Bernard Shaw said. He said, "You see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." Why is it that we cannot do this? The vaccine for polio took 28 years to make. The one for Ebola took 4 years only. And for COVID, it has taken just 9 months. So what took 28 years then is possible in 9 months also. So can it be with our membership growth. And I have a very simple recipe for it. No rocket science, no reinventing the wheel. Simple, asking each of you 58 people apart from me to just bring one member to Rotary. That's all. Nothing more than that. So let's see how many of you by the end of June 2022 will you be able to get just one member to Rotary? Just one member. Can you please raise your hands? Let's see how many of you can do that. Look, Jesse, I'm taking this picture and sending it to you over WhatsApp, okay? Let me see the next screen. There are 3 screens. Let me see the other screen. Yeah, screen 2. Can we see? Have your hands? All of you who feel you can get one guy. Rangarajan puts 10 fingers up. Is he going to get 2 members or he's going to get 10? I leave it to him absolutely, but let me allow me to take a picture of this. And now the last screen. David, I love that. Your sign of 5. Okay, now the last screen. Can we once again, everyone, please raise your hand, whoever can. I mean, there's nothing pushing you. So, Adrian, you are an RC. Sure, there are other RCs here. You are an you are a Rotary coordinator, and there are others too. And Jesse, I'll send you this picture. You will find of the 58 people here, 95% of them raise their hands. And these are Rotarians. They keep their word. All you need to do is Go back to your clubs, each one of you. Do the same exercise with them. I tell you, your results will be just amazing. The only reason why we do not succeed in membership is because we do not follow up very well. Since I joined Rotary 35 years back, I have never ever seen one target of Rotary Foundation not being met. Whether it was the 120 million target, we doubled it. A few years back, in the 100th year of Rotary Foundation, the target was set at 300 million, which was pretty high at that time. We crossed that. Last year, we wanted $400 million. We crossed that. Each time, whatever money we wish to raise for polio, we do raise that. That's because if I just told that I will give $25,000, my club president will follow me, the district Rotary Foundation chair will follow up with me, the district governor will politely say, Shekhar, would you want to give it now? The assistant Rotary Foundation coordinator will definitely speak to Shekhar. The Rotary coordinator will say, would you want to increase that, Shekhar, to 50,000? You will reach the next level. So there are so many people trying to follow that up. But I bet you tell that you'll get 10 members in Rotary. I wonder if anybody is even going to follow that up. That's the only reason we probably haven't succeeded. So the simple formula is each one bring one. Just now, nearly each of you said, yes, I will bring one member to Rotary. If you go and tell this to every member in your club, they would be happy to do that. And thereafter, it just needs to be followed up. Because today I may have raised my hand with all good intention. Going back, I get busy in things. At times I forget. It's not that I don't want to do it. I want to do it, but it may have slipped out of my mind. All the leaders you need to do is just remind. You made a commitment for our organization, not to me, not to Jesse, not to Adrian. It's a commitment that we make to our organization. We know more hands will mean more service to the world. And what better time than this for being able to go and serve people? If there was need of service, there always was, but today probably it's the most. We've understood how people to people connection is so very important. We've seen worse times in our lives, nothing like this ever before. The world had been brought to a halt absolutely for months. Millions of people have got affected and millions have died. We couldn't have gone through worst phase in our lives. I haven't, at least. These are times when people need help. When there are people, you and me, we are probably better off in life, more comfortable in life, but there are people who need help. And this is time when we need more people to help more people. So each one bring one is the new rocket science, so to say. It's such a simple thing. If we do it, I'm sure we'll be able to get more members. A lot of people say, how about retaining them? Oh, sure, we want to. We don't want people coming from the front door and slipping out of the back door. No, not at all. So each one bring one and retain all. But it's very important to engage them first. Otherwise, we won't retain them. And the pandemic, the other side, the flip side is that we may lose a lot of members if their clubs are not meeting. If they are not meeting in person, if they are not also meeting virtually, then there is problem. So my request is, please find out, if there are governors here, please find out which are the clubs who are not meeting in person. It's extremely important that they start meeting either in person, or on virtual meetings. If they are somehow they have not done it, please help them to have these meetings. It will help them tremendously. Because imagine, for 1 year, I have not met another Rotarian, I have not attended a meeting. Then what's there for me in Rotary? I won't want to pay my next dues and I'll drop off. We'll need to engage people. And this virtual world gives great opportunities for engagement. To me, the best learning out of the best advantage, so to say, or the silver lining in these dark clouds of the pandemic is our ability to connect. Look, I'm here with so many of you from different parts of Australia, but for the virtual world, I would not have been with you today. I would have been in America addressing a pets, but in the evening I'll address the pets. Right now I'm talking to you. So, friends, the connectivity is going to ensure that we are engaged and we will be able to retain members. And lastly, grow Rotary, something that Mark Maloney started. Holger is continuing. I'm committed, and so is Jennifer. Let's start new clubs where there are no clubs, or new clubs where the density of Rotarians in comparison to the population is very less. I'll give you an example of my own city. When I started pondering on this thought of density, it suddenly struck me my own city where Rotary started in Asia, Calcutta, Kolkata. The population is 15 million. We have only 2,500 Rotarians in the city. For one Rotarian in 10,000 people, we should be at 15,000. We are only at 2,500, which means we have the ability to grow 6 times. Forget 6 times. Growing 1 time is good enough. At times, but if you ask my governor or any other governor from my area, they'll say, oh, we have enough clubs, so we don't need more clubs here. But when we compare it to the density, we realize, oh, yes, there is huge opportunity. And those living in large cities, there's another thought that came to me. Being a builder myself, having made large complexes where there are 500, 700 apartments, I suggested, why not have one Rotary Club in each of these complexes? And we started in our district. We already have 3 new clubs. It's so easy. Imagine 500 people living in a complex in multi-storied buildings. You get a Rotary Club started and you tell them, walk to your Rotary Club meeting. I mean, on a Friday evening, they come. In the evening, there is a meeting. Everybody just walks to the club. And all you need is just out of those 500, you need only 20, 30, 40 people to join the Rotary Club. Different ways, flexibility, tremendous flexibility. I think virtual clubs is the next thing, most important thing that's going to happen. We see the advantage of the virtual world. Hybrid meetings is something that let's all look forward to. I want my own club to become a hybrid club. 2 meetings in person, 2 meetings virtually, or else every meeting in person as well as virtually. So friends, the scope is tremendous. And who says membership is declining in Australia? Let's prove that even in such circumstances, we can increase the membership. So let's think, why not? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shekhar. That was wonderful. Some wonderful words of wisdom there. Now, you probably already realise this, but Zone 8 does cover our sister country, New Zealand. So we cover New Zealand, the Pacific Islands, and Australia. We can't forget to mention them. They do. Oh,
absolutely. I'm sorry if I missed that. If there is one country I love, of course, it's New Zealand. I've traveled hugely there. What a beautiful country it is. I love the place. And I have a list on my phone of the places I'm going to definitely visit once more in my life. And New Zealand is right at the top. Queenstown. I loved Queenstown.
Very good. I'm sure you'll be welcome down there. They'd love to have you. Now, Shekhar, you had some questions there that we sent over, but I think you've basically covered most of those. I really like what you had to say about each one, bring one. And I think we've learned we've got to lock the back door. Not only lock the back door, but engage our members. And that's something we all need to work on. We've got a few districts who are working very hard on their membership and have started some new clubs and new style clubs, which is very good. But just imagine if everyone brought one, just where we'd be. And look, it's a great feeling. I mean, I've done it myself. In fact, our next 2 presidents in my club were both introduced by myself. And I'm very proud of that. And it's good to look back and see that you've not only brought somebody, but brought somebody who's been brave enough to put their hand up for club president. Do you want to take some questions from the people here, Shekhar? Or sure. You happy to do that? Okay, well, let's see.
I'm answerable to all.
Okay. Well, let's raise your hand and I'll have to flick through 3 screens and see if I can see any hands. So if you'd like to ask a nice question, please put your hand up. Okay. Okay. So, no, Shekhar, you've got them all stunned. You have
No,
them
yeah,
stunned.
Daryl.
Oh, here's
Daryl.
Daryl. Daryl's got one. There you go, Daryl. Go for
Yeah. Shekhar, thank you for your time. I'm just interested in your experience in converting Rotaractors into Rotarians and ways that we can encourage that to occur.
Good question, Daryl. And you're probably asking the right person because 52% of the Rotaractors around the Rotary world are from my country. And probably the highest conversion rate is from my country. But most importantly, I think the decision we took 2 years back of converting Rotaract into a type of membership rather than just a program of Rotary, I think that was the best decision we have taken in recent times. It will have great impact on our membership growth as we progress over the years. So starting the year after, so starting 1st July 2022, Rotaractors will be expected to pay their dues. The moment they pay their dues, we will come to know how many Rotaractors there are in the world. They then become members of Rotary International through the clubs. And that's when they start paying dues, they get their rights also. Rights would include things like participating in global grant projects, which means suddenly their horizon becomes wider. They will work more closely with Rotary clubs. Also, dual membership is a great idea. So a Rotaractor can be a Rotaractor as well as a Rotarian. And imagine if I am both a Rotaractor and a Rotarian, then it's only a matter of time that, and if I'm enjoying the organization, then it's only a matter of time that I would shift from being a Rotaractor to becoming a Rotarian. I think the steps that have been taken are excellent. We are trying to get Rotaractors into various committees. I would suggest even in your own districts, please get Rotaractors into the various district committees that you have. When they work more closely with us, I think they will get far more in-depth knowledge about Rotary, how we work, and they'll love it. Every river wants to meet the ocean, and I'm sure every Rotaractor soon will start wanting to become a Rotarian.
Thank you. Now we've got Renga has got their hand up, so if they'd like to ask the question.
Good evening, and Adrian. Good evening, President Shekhar. Thanks for visiting Australia, New Zealand, and Pacific. On behalf of the entire country, we welcome you. My question is, I'm going to take the membership chair for District 9675. And recently I gave the small presentation for each one bring one. And I already got the commitment from 34 members of the leadership team. My question is, how to convince the other Rotarians to bring their members from own family, because at the moment we have 60 members. I don't know how many members, partners, children are part of the Rotary Club. I can proudly say that me and my wife is a Rotarian. So I hope that if other people also commit, at this time today itself, we are going to get another 60 new members. Thank you.
Okay,
great.
We have a question from our good friend Mark Anderson. Mark, do you want to ask your question, please?
Am I on mute? Hang on a second. No, we're right. Thanks, Adrian. My question is, people join Rotary to do service projects and give back to their community. What are you going to say as president to change the focus from fundraising to service projects, which will actually help retention and grow membership?
Very recently, somebody on 1st of February came out with a new theme which said, serve to change lives. That's my message to the entire Rotary world. We need to serve people. We need to change their lives. I joined Rotary when I was just 25 years old. Service was the last thing on my mind. I joined to make friends. But just 1 year when I went out and saw how other people lived, my life was a comfortable life, silver spoon. Life was air conditioned, so to say, till I met people who lived in huts 50 kilometers from my home. They had thatched roofs. They did not even have toilets in their homes. They drank the water from the same pond where they bathed. That's when I realized there's so much need to be done. And I would encourage each and every one of you, this world is divided into two parts. Half of them have and half of them lack. It's our responsibility to take from those who have or have in abundance and take it to people who do not have or have lack of it. Whether it's water, sanitation, education, health issues. I think there is no greater joy in Rotary than being able to serve people and change their lives. I think that is the focus.
Thank you, Shekhar. Now, we've got a question from down south in Tasmania from our good friend down there, Jody Lowe. So, Jody, the District Membership Chair, would you like to ask your question, please? There's Jody. Okay, while we're finding Jody, I'll just read what she's written to me. Jody would like to ask Shekhar his thoughts on how to make Rotary more affordable. Many people have been hard hit economically, and as a result of COVID-19's social impact. My thanks to President-elect for speaking with us. Kind regards, Jody. So if you could answer that one, please, Shekhar.
Sure. And she has a very valid point. I think a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have had tough times, and we need to be considerate. But it is in their own hands. Our meetings, we pay only $72 approximately, if I'm not wrong, to the Rotary International. Rest, we spend everything on ourselves at our meetings. So how about 1 year, cut out all the lunches, dinners, or breakfasts, anything. Or if you find that it's difficult for you to be able to pay those fee, how about joining a virtual club? I mean, at a virtual club, there are no meals. So the meal cost probably, at my club, the meal cost is far more. It's at least 5 times more than what I pay for Rotary membership. So there are ways to reduce the costs very easily, and especially because of the virtual world. I think that's what we need to do.
Very good. And John Stockbridge has also said the same thing. He doesn't think that the annual membership fee is a barrier to entry. He thinks the biggest cost is the meals that most clubs have, and the drinks you then buy and the fines you pay. So a lot of those those costs we can control ourselves, or our clubs can control. Now, do we have any last questions before we release Shekhar? No last questions. Please indicate in the chat box if you do. Oh, from Rotary International Director-elect Jessie Harmon. Thank you, Jessie.
Shekhar, thanks for joining us. I'm acutely aware that Rotary is different in every country. We're having some success here with new style clubs. What about in India? Are any of the new types of clubs attractive to Indian members?
Oh, yes, all of them. So we now have satellite clubs, many satellite clubs. We have virtual clubs. Just the last month, my own district, we had a new virtual club with 125 members to start with. When I spoke to them about this density of population and those multi-storied complexes issue, they loved the idea. They started 3 Rotary clubs in 3 different residential complexes. Cause-based clubs. Excellent cause-based clubs. I was pleasantly surprised to know about one which is promoting culture and art. So you have musicians, you have artists, you have painters, sculptors in that club. Wow, that club can be very interesting. Then there are cause-based clubs in India which are about water sanitation only. These are people who come from, and a good combination is a virtual club, which is a cause-based club. There is so much they can do, and in every part of the world. People come from different parts of the world, and they can do projects in Africa, Asia, South America, and any other place. So all different types of clubs are being formed in India.
And Shekhar, just one more question from Ingrid Waugh, one of our assistant Rotary coordinators. She said here, I would like Shekhar to comment on the global membership model What are your views on it, and should we accelerate it as a type of membership?
Yes, I think it's a great concept, and we should encourage. World today has become global. I mean, in a day, I know I have attended not once but at least on 5 different occasions, every continent in just one day. So just now I'm speaking to you. Probably in the evening, I'll be in a meeting in America and one meeting in India. So 3 continents covered in a day. Global membership is amazing. Absolutely great opportunities of doing service projects also because of global membership. I think this is something that I strongly support. To me, the future is for Rotary's growth as far as new clubs are concerned. We need to focus on virtual clubs and hybrid clubs.
Thank you very much. And just a final thank you, Shekhar. We really appreciate you coming in on our Assistant Rotary Coordinator meeting today with all our friends, and we were very inspired by what you had to say. I'm looking forward to working with you next year, and we've now got to go out and get those extra members, everyone to bring one. So I've got a photo of everybody who put their hand up, so I'll be checking back with you in the coming months. So looking forward to seeing those membership numbers go through the roof. Now, Shekhar's given us 1.3. Let's get it to 1.4. Let's really blow it out of the water. So thanks, Shekhar, and would you please put your hands together and thank Rotary International President Elect Shekhar.
Thanks, Adrian. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you for organizing this. On this group are some of the most important people who will take the membership forward: the coordinators and the assistant coordinators, and of course, your leader is here, Director Elect Jesse. All of you put together, and definitely I'll be there anytime any help support is needed. I think we can make a difference. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.